start walking, I would put on, and really gay, I'm telling you the time period this was. My favorite albums at the time were Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy, 1985. I would get off Port Authority, smoke. You know, I was going through hell at that time. I was still fucking mourning my mother. I was doing 1,000 fucking things. And I would just fucking smoke the best weed, buy it in Harlem, and walk from 178. Dog, sometimes I'd make it to 125.
Jesus.
You know, 125th Street, just to go to Harlem and take the express train, the A train down. Because after that, you got to take this train with every stop. Just dumb things like that. You could just walk and break down your life. What's your next move? What's your next... You know, that's a form of meditation that worked for me for years. Just smoke a pot and go for a walk with earphones on. That's it. And whatever problem you got when you begin that walk, when you get back from that walk, that problem will be solved. You're like a fucking detective. You're cracking shit.
That's it. That's why I like driving. Now I can't drive that high, but that's why I like those cross country drives, because that's what I do. I'm just not high, but it's.
God, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's just it's. There's something about doing anything where you literally can't be focused on something else. Like even now, you could do that now in New York. I don't know about smoking. You could take an edible, but you can't look at your phone because you'll walk into something.
Listen, if I give you a 200 milligram CBO ABX, I dare you to walk in the city. You'll get stabbed, Lee, because you walk around like a fucking dunce. Anybody I give that shit to, I would not recommend them to go into the city.
Well, you don't have to give them 200 milligrams. You can give them 50.
Nah, then what's the use? You know what I'm saying? You can't walk the city streets of New York with 10 milligrams in you. A little gayish, apologies. Don't you think? A little too wokish?
I'm so sorry.
The other day, I was last week, you know, I'm home. It's raining. Mercy's got COVID. We're stuck. And last week, my week got turned around on Thursday night. I ran upstairs, got in the shower. I was going to go meet Eleanor in Atlantic City, but the sky was black. And it's 130 miles to Atlanta. No, it's an hour and a half to Atlantic City. So I didn't want to drive 1.5 back, and then Friday morning have to get back up and drive another 1.5. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to save my back. I'm going to go down to Uncle Vinny's. That drive that night was like a fucking, it's like a session. It was like a therapy session. Because I was a little high, I stopped and I bought a vapor pen. It fucking broke already. 2 vapor pens. They both fucking broke. And I take the charger out, the guts come out with it. What the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
So I took my little vapor pen. I got super high on some rainbow ruts. And I took my vapor pen and I drove to fucking Santa Monica. Point Pleasant. And next thing you know, they're just playing great fucking music. From one song to another. You know, I got it from 70s on 7 on 70s to 90s to fucking Lithium to Ozzy's Boneyard to Studio 54. And it just kept fucking, they were throwing heat. It got to the point where I got to Point Pleasant. I didn't want to get out of the car. That's how good the music was. I mean, everything. They were playing Alice in Chains. They were playing fucking Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. I listened to Jimmy on fucking Sirius on Ozzy's Boneyard. That was enough for me. That ride was what I needed. And I've always told my wife, I was built on the ride. When all those stories I tell, those were on good nights when we went out and snorted coke. But there was a lot of bad nights too. And what do you do on those nights? Mike comes to pick me up. I got rolling papers. We pick you up. Mike puts $2 in. I put $5 in. And you put $3 in. We buy a $10 bag. We roll a joint. And then we each split a half a joint, and we go home. So you smoke a joint, we stop at the ice cream man or a bodega, get a fucking Carvel ice cream or a cup ice cream. We get in the car, we talk. So if Mike in those days would pick me up at 8:15, I'd be back in my house by 9:15, 9 o'clock. That was enough for me. That little ride, smoking a joint and going to Carvel and coming home, I'm good. It's a breath of fresh air.
We would do that in LA. Sometimes you'd show up at my house, I'd sit in your car, and we wouldn't even go anywhere. we'd talk for a minute, you'd give me an edible, usually you had some food for me too, and I'd go upstairs and leave.
Well, what else is there to say? There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. You were saying something before that I want to talk about before you get out of here. I know you got to go back to work or wherever the fuck you're going. What are we gonna do with this amp? Fucking, we
That's
gotta
a
do
cool.
something with this amp fucking app.
It's a cool app. It seems new. It seems like they're starting it out, but it's just. I was talking about you about the openings of the church. There's something that you have with music, that is special, and it's just the amp seems like the new evolution, sort of like what podcasting did for radio, but now they allow you to play music. So, and you can take calls. I think you can talk on it too. I played around with it a little bit, but when I saw an article about it, and it just seemed perfect for you.
I like it. I set up a show already one night, and I got so high I forgot to do it. I set a show up like 3 weeks ago on a Monday, but I didn't do it right because everybody needs to get the AMP app, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You have to have the AMP app. I haven't opened it in a little bit, but the last time I opened it, like you have to like follow Joey or whoever, and then you'll get a notification. But yeah, it's all within the AMP app. You have access to a lot of different music. I was looking at it. They have comedy. I was thinking about doing a show for comedy because you can play tracks on there. It's just another like, and the best thing for you is you can do it from right there. You could do it from in bed because I don't think there's any video. I'm almost positive there's not. Is you'll just be there. You'll have your little playlist. I think you can speak do in between songs.
Yeah.
And it's you just get to show people the song and like exactly what you were doing on that drive to Point Pleasant, you could do for people and switch between songs and you don't have to do commercials. You don't have to worry about, the boss said I can't play this one anymore because I play this whenever. You could play the same song on a loop if you wanted to. You could do whatever you wanted.
Now, the AMP app doesn't cost you anything.
I don't believe so. No, when I did it, it didn't. When I did it, you had to sign up and they would email you a login code. I think you might have a special link now, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I'm sure we can get you one that will maybe let you bypass it. But yeah, it's called AMP. It's like a yellow. Let me pull it up. It's like a yellowish logo. And yeah, it looks like this. It's a little a yellow and an A. It's cool, man. It's like I said, I think it's at the very beginning, but it seems like it has a lot of cool options.